The audio is sounding good, and I can see that I'm live, so I'll just swipe up to close Prism Live Studio and we can begin the tutorial. Over the couple days, I've been testing out a new piece of software called Prism Live Studio that lets me screen record live and stream it to my YouTube channel, which will allow me to do many of these live tutorials. So I've decided that I'm going to start doing live tutorials on a regular basis to answer your question. Let's begin by opening up the YouTube Studio app and taking a look at the first comment that I'm going to cover in this live tutorial. This user says, "What about if I want to upload the video on TikTok? I'll need the blur to be at the top and bottom and the video in the middle. Any ideas?" Yes, I do have one. Although you cannot change the intensity of the blurred background, you can change the position. Or in other words, where the blurred background appears. This depends on two things. The first is the orientation that your clips are shot. Meaning, are they portrait or landscape? And the second is the canvas setting that you choose for your project. You need to remember that the canvas setting applies to an entire project, so you cannot have more than one canvas setting for your entire video project. Let me open up Videoleap and I'll show you what I mean. Here we have a blank Videoleap project ready to have our clips added to it. So I'll tap on the plus sign and add the media that I want to work with. I'm going to choose this clip here and this clip here. Both clips will be loaded into the same project when I tap on Add to Project. The first clip is shot in portrait. This is 9:16, or what is sometimes referred to as vertical video. If we scroll over, the second clip is shot in landscape, or what we sometimes refer to as 16:9. Notice on the second clip there is no blurred background. It is still turned on, you just can't see it. If I back out of the canvas options, tap on background, you can see that the blur is selected. So I'm going to back out of the background options and go back into the format options. Because I've got a portrait clip and a landscape clip in the same project, I'm going to have to get creative. The orientations of these two clips are different, as you can see. This one is landscape and this one is portrait. The viewer has asked if we can move the blurred background to the top and bottom of the video rather than the sides like it is now. The first thing that you have to do to accomplish this is to change the canvas setting. So I'll choose 9:16 or vertical video. Watch what happens when I do. Because this clip is shot in 9:16 or portrait, the blurred background disappears, although it is still turned on. If I scrub over to the landscape clip, you'll notice that the blurred background is back. I believe that this is what the user is looking for. TikTok and IGTV use a vertical video format. That means the video looks like this when it's uploaded. The aspect ratio for all vertical video on TikTok is 9:16. So how do we get the blurred background to appear on the top and bottom of a portrait clip that is shot at 9:16 like this one? The trick is to use a canvas setting that is slightly smaller than 9:16. I'm going to swipe over and you'll see that we have some additional sizes here. I'm going to select 9:16:5 and notice that the blurred background has now appeared at the top and bottom of the clip with the main video clip in the middle, just like the viewer asked for. And if I scrub over to the landscape clip, you can see that although it is slightly smaller than it was, in other words, the canvas setting has been changed from 9:16 to 9:16:5, the blurred background now sits on the bottom and top of the video area with the main video clip in the middle. This is exactly what the viewer asked for. I'm going to scrub back to the beginning of the clip and I'm going to play it. But before I do, I'm going to mute the audio because this clip was shot in a public place. To mute the audio, all you have to do is select your clip, swipe over, select audio, and then tap on mute. I'll move over to my landscape clip and I'll select it and I'll repeat that process. The audio options for this clip are already selected, so I'll just tap on mute like this. That will turn off the sound. Of course, to make these changes permanent, you'll have to export a new copy of this clip. I'll move back to the beginning of the clip and I'll play it so that you can see what the final clip looks like. As this clip plays, notice you'll see some of the cars cross into the bottom of the clip. You should notice the blurred background visible at the top and bottom. I'll tap the play button. Did you see that car that just drove by? It crossed into the blurred background. There's the landscape clip, which is still selected. Of course, if I wanted to, I could unselect the clip, which would make the pink box disappear. Although we are live, I'm not responding to comments in chat right now, as I'm just focusing on completing the tutorial. However, when you watch the replay, which will be available a few minutes after I'm finished, feel free to leave any questions or comments that you have in the comments section. I will come back and respond to those as soon as I can. I'm going to pause the video and scrub ahead a little bit so you can see the end of this video clip. I'll play the clip at normal speed from here so you can see the text that appears at the end of the e-card. There's the transition, and here's the text. This video is now ready to be posted on TikTok or IGTV. The last thing you have to do is export your final clip. Tap on Export. Choose your resolution. I'm going to choose 1080p just for the purposes of this tutorial because 4K takes a bit too long to export. I'll move the slider back to 1080p. The clip was shot and recorded at 30 frames per second, so that's fine. Now I'll tap on Save to save the clip to my camera roll. Once I do, the export will begin. Now it's just a matter of waiting for the export to finish. Depending on the length of your video and the resolution of your video, this may take some time. It's important that you don't interrupt the export in any way. If you do, you may have to repeat the process because the video will not be exported properly. Just wait until this circle goes completely pink and the value in the middle reads 100%. Then the export will be finished. The clip has been exported. Let me quickly show you where to find it. By default, when you tap on Save, it saves a completed video to your camera roll. So I'll swipe up to close Videoleap and tap on the Photos app to open it. When you open up the app, this is what you'll see. The clip in the bottom right-hand corner was the last clip that I was editing. To play that clip, I just need to tap on it. For those of you that are Star Wars fans, you can see that I took a trip to Build-A-Bear and purchased a Baby Yoda Build-A-Bear. It looks pretty cute. It was a gift from my girlfriend Monique. We can talk about that later on. Let's take a look at the clip. This clip is playing, and you can't see it in this view, but it has the blurred background at the bottom and top of the video. You could take this clip and post it to TikTok. Here is the landscape clip. You can clearly see the blurred background here. If you want to hear the audio in this view, just tap on this audio icon so the line disappears. The audio is now turned on, and if there was audio in this clip, you would hear it. That concludes this live tutorial. Thanks so much for watching. To see more tutorials like this, you can check out the links that will be in the video description once the replay is posted. Or you can check out one of these recommended videos. And I'll see you in the next live tutorial.